Hello and welcome to Lyra Nara. And today we are going to talk about one of the most important organs in your body, the liver. What it does, all the function it fulfills in your body, why you have to be extra careful and maintain it in a healthy state, and a much lesser known subject, which is the connection between liver illnesses and brain function. So without further ado, let's dive right into it and learn more about all of this. So the liver is one of the most important organs in our body. It performs over 200 vital functions, most of which are very vital for good health in general. It detoxifies the blood, it performs the protein synthesis, it helps with the excretion of bilirubin, with the hormone production, cholesterol production, the drugs production of bile, alkaline compound, by the way, which helps in digestion through the emulsification of the lipids. Those are just some of the functions, as you can see from this very nice graph. It helps with the metabolism and detoxification of alcohol, drugs, the steroidal hormones, non-steroidal hormones, insulin, growth hormones. It takes care of the production and regulation of triglycerides, phospholipids, lipoproteins, cholesterol, acetyl-CoA, but also with non-essential amino acids, functional proteins for clotting, transferrin for the transport of iron in your body, lipoprotein, and so much more. It stores the vitamins A, D, E, K, B12, as well as minerals such as zinc, iron, copper, and magnesium. It helps, of course, as we've discussed or mentioned already, with the bile synthesis, so it converts carotene to vitamin E, it converts folate to 5-MTHF, it converts vitamin D, it converts ammonia to urea, it takes care of the protein metabolism, metabolism of carbohydrates, and so much more. So you can stop the video here for a moment and have a closer look. It's very, very vital, to put it in a nutshell. The liver performs a lot of vital functions in your body, and that's why it's very important to keep it healthy. What happens when your liver is becoming sick? Let's look at some of the symptoms that you might experience. General symptoms first. So if you're suffering from liver conditions, you may observe symptoms such as an intolerance to alcohol, which should be a big sign, as well as intolerance to coffee. This is a big sign too. You might experience swollen feet or abdomen, easy bruising, yellowing in the eyes, dark urine and stool, bad breath, heartburn, sensitivity to chemicals in paints, petrol and bleaches, as well as body odor. Secondly, cholesterol and the level of fat. So one of the main functions, as we've touched upon already, is for the liver to maintain a healthy level of fats in your bloodstream. So approximately 80% of the cholesterol is generated by your liver, and a sluggish liver will show up as elevated low density lipoprotein, LDL, or bad cholesterol, also known as reduced high density lipoprotein, HDL cholesterol, or good cholesterol as it's also called, which is the precursor to your hormone production. Also, you might experience elevated triglycerides levels, elevated ALT, as well as AST liver enzymes, weight gains, and heart diseases. But that's of course not all. You might also experience digestive problems because, as we've mentioned already, the liver produces the bile, which helps in digestion through the process of emulsification of the lipids. And a sluggish liver produces less bile and causes therefore many digestion problems that affect you, such as bloating of your abdomen, constipation, inability to digest fatty foods, and a loss of appetite. Then also skin-related allergies might appear because in the process of eliminating the toxins which the liver takes care of. If this is hampered, as in the case of a sluggish liver, skin irritation or skin allergies occur, which are considered to be the first sign of liver damage. You might observe rashes, psoriasis, eczemas, boils, acne or moles, as well as itching. Then fluctuations in your blood sugar level. One of the main functions of the liver is to maintain the sugar level in your blood, and a sluggish liver fails to do so. And therefore, the sugar levels in your blood start to fluctuate to a great extent. And you might experience loss of appetite again, weakness or dizziness, nausea, vomiting, low energy levels, fever, as well as abdominal pains. Then hormonal imbalances. The liver is responsible for filtering out the mutated hormones, and a person with a sluggish liver would be definitely quite affected by the hormonal and neurotransmitter imbalance and would exhibit symptoms such as sleep and mental disturbances, mental confusion, depression, sensitivity to medicines, heavy or clotted menstruation in women, irregular periods for women and hot flashes, fibroids and cysts in your breasts, ovaries or uterus, mood swings, or any other of the menopausal problems. Okay, then now we get to the liver-brain connection. Encephalopathy is a general term that describes a disease that affects the function or structure of your brain. Hepatic encephalopathy is a decline of your brain function that occurs as a result of a severe liver disease. And when you're suffering from this condition, your liver can't adequately remove the toxins from your blood, and this causes a buildup of toxins in your bloodstream, which can lead to brain damage. Hepatic encephalopathy can be acute, so short-term, or become chronic, which is long-term. In some cases, a person with hepatic encephalopathy may become unresponsive and even slip into a coma. Acute hepatic encephalopathy may also be a sign of terminal liver failure. Chronic hepatic encephalopathy may be permanent or recurrent, and those with the recurrent version will have multiple episodes of hepatic encephalopathy throughout their lives, and they also require continuous treatment to help prevent the development of the symptoms that we talked about, as well as the symptoms that might appear in your brain, of course. Recurrent cases are usually seen in people with severe cirrhosis or a scarring of the liver. Hepatic encephalopathy mainly occurs in people with the following conditions. Acute fulminant viral hepatitis. This is a severe type of hepatitis that comes on very suddenly. Also, people who are suffering from toxic chronic hepatitis, usually type B or type C, as well as Rice syndrome. This is a rare but serious condition that is primarily seen in children. It causes a sudden swelling and inflammation of the liver as well as of the brain. And if you want to learn more about this, I'm going to link a video in the description box below. Which are the triggers for hepatic encephalopathy? Major triggers are ammonia dysmetabolism, so a protein excess and a liver malfunction, false neurotransmitters, astrocyte swelling and inflammation, oxidative stress, manganese deposition, which also explains Parkinson-like tremors. Other common triggers are infections. Most frequent ones are Lyme disease, pneumonia, HIV. Kidney problems that lead to an impaired kidney function, hypoxia or low oxygen levels, a recent surgery or trauma especially related to your liver or your kidney, medications also that suppress your immune system and often trigger what we call autoimmune conditions, excessive consumption of animal proteins with accumulation of ammonia and purines, excessive consumption of alcohol, medications that suppress your central nervous system, such as barbiturates and benzodiazepine tranquilizers, Electrolyte imbalances, especially a decrease in potassium after vomiting or taking diuretics, as well as cirrhosis complications. Next, let's talk about the symptoms that you have to be on the lookout for hepatic encephalopathy. Symptoms are different depending on the underlying cause of the liver damage, and the severity of the symptoms is also different, and depends also on the course of time. People with chronic hepatic encephalopathy have better recovery rates than those with the acute version, and the rate of recovery increases if you receive treatment before the condition gets worse. Hepatic encephalopathy in its symptoms can be reversed with proper treatment of the liver diseases that underlie the hepatic encephalopathy. Symptoms and signs of moderate hepatic encephalopathy may include difficulty thinking, personality changes, poor concentration, problems with handwriting or loss of the other small hand movements, confusion, forgetfulness, poor judgment, and a musty or sweet breath odor. Symptoms of severe hepatic encephalopathy are confusion, drowsiness or lethargy, anxiety, seizures, severe personality changes, fatigue, speech irregularities and missing words, shaky hands, and slow movements. With hepatic encephalopathy, there is also a type which is called minor HE. And patients with this minor or minimal hepatic encephalopathy, or MHE, have a normal neurological examinations or normal results. However, they may still be symptomatic. Symptoms or might be disturbances in sleep, memory, attention, concentration, and other areas of cognition. A classic sign of HE is a sleep disturbance. On a sleep questionnaire, disturbance is seen in 47% of cirrhotic patients, compared with 4.5% only in the control group. Unsatisfactory sleep is associated with higher scores for depression and anxiety, and it raises also the possibility that the effects of the chronic disease may underlie the pathogenesis of the sleep disturbance. So disturbances in the cirrhotics may also be related to abnormalities of the circadian rhythm. Defective memory can be also a sign of MHE. Patients with the MHE have impaired short as well as long-term memory, and this impairment is predominantly related to the deficits in attention as well as visual perception. Several cognitive statements and/or complaints have a predictive value for MHE, including impaired psychomotoric performance, so you have difficulties doing your hand work or you are not working at all. Cognitive impairment in MHE also mainly affects the complex activities involving attention and information processing skills, such as driving your car or planning a trip, etc. Whereas basic activities of daily life, such as shopping, dressing up, personal hygiene, are still preserved. Patients with MAG also have a significant impairment of their daily functioning, such as they are impaired in their social interactions, alertness, emotional behavior is impaired, home management, recreation and pastimes, compared with cirrhotic patients who do not have MHE. Another important sign that you have to be on the lookout for is so-called brain fog. This is very often related and comes from a liver disease that you're suffering from. So despite being frequently dismissed as a vague, unimportant complaint by doctors, brain fog is one of the more common symptoms of chronic liver disease, and this is likely due to the liver disease's tendency to impair the energy production as well as the blood detoxification. So detoxification, as we've mentioned already, is one of the liver's most vital responsibilities. It is there to filter out toxins out of your blood, And when you're battling chronic liver disease, the liver can accumulate scars, some of which may become permanent. And the more scarred the liver tissue becomes, the less effective it is at removing toxins from your blood. Also, energy production, another prime responsibility of the liver is, of course, its role in carbohydrate metabolism. And the liver converts those carbohydrates into glucose as well as glycogen. And glucose is used instantly for energy, and glycogen is stored by the liver to be used later for energy. The more damage to the liver you have from the chronic liver disease that you're suffering from, the less able your liver is going to be to produce and store this vital energy. A combination of the toxins then in your bloodstream and the lowered energy levels make brain fog a likely consequence of chronic liver disease. And in addition, those with liver concerns can benefit from supporting the liver's ability to detoxify and produce energy, which is a solid recipe for easing the fatigue, disorientation, and frustration that is characteristic of brain fog. And recent research shows that your liver might be literally eating your brain. And this, of course, sounds very scary. What does the research mean by that? Well, people with extra abdominal fat are 3 times more likely than lean individuals to develop memory loss and dementia later in their lives. And now scientists say they may know why. It seems that the liver and the hippocampus, which is the memory center of your brain, share a craving for a certain protein which is called PPAR alpha. The liver uses this PPAR alpha to burn belly fat. The hippocampus uses PPAR alpha to process memory. In people with a large amount of belly fat, the liver needs to work overtime, of course, to metabolize the fat and uses up all of the PPAR alpha first, thereby depleting the local stores and then raiding the rest of the body, including your brain, according to this new study. The process essentially starves the hippocampus of PPAR alpha and thus hinders memory and learning. This was published, by the way, by Rush University Medical Center in Chicago and was in journal Cell Reports. Other new reports were incorrect in stating that these obese individuals were 3.6 times more likely than lean individuals to develop dementia. In an article in the Annals of Neurology, researchers at Boston University School of Medicine found also that the greater the amount of belly fat, the greater the brain shrinkage is at old age. The surprising discovery in the new study is that the hippocampus uses PPAR alpha to process memory and for learning purposes, and that this is a possible reason for the connection between belly fat and dementia and or memory loss. But the article also said that further research must be conducted to see how we could potentially maintain normal PPAR alpha levels in the human brain in order to be resistant to memory loss. PPAR alpha thus provides a new avenue to explore in searching for a treatment or a cure for Alzheimer's disease, dementia, and other related memory loss and cognitive problems. So, let's try to summarize what we've learned today. First, the liver is one of the most important organs in your body. It accomplishes over 200 bodily functions, most important ones being detoxification, recirculation of mutated hormones, energy management based on glucose and glycogen, secretion of the bile, and therefore it is paramount that you maintain a healthy liver in order to remain healthy. A sick liver manifests with multiple symptoms depending on the kind of disease that you're suffering from and the stage of it. Symptoms of a sluggish liver are fat and cholesterol levels that are incorrect, digestive issues, skin rashes and eczemas, fluctuation of blood sugar, hormonal imbalances, as well as brain impairments that are known as hepatic encephalopathy, or HE for short. Hepatic encephalopathy is a decline in your brain function that occurs as a result of severe liver diseases. In this condition, your liver cannot adequately remove the toxins from your blood, and this of course causes a buildup of toxins in your bloodstream, which can lead to multiple brain damages. Major triggers of HE are ammonia, dysmetabolism, false neurotransmitters, astrocyte swelling and inflammation, oxidative stress, manganese deposition, and this also explains the Parkinson's-like tremors that you might experience. HE can also go from minor to acute and to chronic, and reach finally the so-called fulminant stage, which is actually death. So it's very, very important that you keep an eye out for the symptoms and that you keep your liver healthy in order not to suffer from these diseases. HE can also be healed, thankfully, and the liver can regenerate very quickly. So within a year you will have actually every year, if it's healthy, it will completely regenerate itself. But the therapy must start from healing the liver itself and then go over to the specific treatments of the brain, for example. You also need major lifestyle changes, and we will present the therapy, the natural supplement-based therapy in the next videos. They are going to come up on our channel, so please stay subscribed to our channel for more information on how to deal with these very serious conditions of the liver in a natural, side effect free way, of course. If you've enjoyed this presentation, of course, do not forget to share and like. And if you have any questions, please contact us at shop@lyra.com, or toll-free number is going to be in the description box below. And with all that being said, I hope that you remain healthy until next time.